Once again, good evening. Welcome to the first annual Propane Hall of Fame. I'm Brian Canava. I'm the publisher of LP Gas Magazine. It's been 2 or 3 years we've been talking about it, but now it's a reality. It's been an absolute pleasure for myself, the rest of the LP Gas Magazine staff, our selection committee, to help recognize this inaugural class of the industry's first 100 years. I want to say a very special thank you to our sponsor this evening, for it is truly without their support we cannot have this most deserving evening tonight. Suburban Propane, our founding sponsor. Thank you. Tarrant Industries, Ferrell Gas, Blossman Gas as our patron sponsor. Thank you very, very much.
For years we talked about it, we said, yeah, it'd be a great idea, but we just don't have enough bodies. Who's going to do this and who's going to do that? And it was just, the mechanics were very difficult to launch given the limited resources. We were fortunate that at the same time we got some additional help from corporate in terms of some staffing people on the marketing side. The propane industry obviously is celebrating its centennial anniversary, and we looked at that and we said, there is no more perfect launching pad for this annual event than that. So we've got to do it. We've got to do it now. Let's go.
Because his New Jersey home was beyond the range of gas lines, Anton found that he could obtain propane from a nearby Phillips petroleum plant that considered the gas a useless byproduct of the oil refining process. He formed Suburban Propane Gas Company in 1928 to market propane to New Jersey homeowners who wanted gas for cooking and heating. Anton worked with fellow inductee H.Emerson Thomas and George Oberfeld to launch the first propane industry trade group, the National Bottled Gas Association, in Atlantic City. Accepting on behalf of Mark Anton, his grandson, Mark Anton III.
Brief thank you to LP Gas Magazine and all those involved. And this is a wonderful slideshow there. Really enjoyed seeing some of those pictures from years past. Thank you.
Our next inductee is John Blossman. Today, the propane industry employees and their customers nationwide are safer because of John Blossman's concern and his adamant stand on that issue.
On behalf of my mother, our family, and everyone at Blossman Gas, we're really honored to be here tonight and accept this award for John Blossman.
Like many, Jim Ferrell never intended to have a career in the propane industry. He took over AC Ferrell Butane Gas Company, renamed it shorter, simpler Ferrell Gas, and turned it into a national powerhouse.
First of all, just happy to be one of the living awardees this evening. And, this winter almost killed me off. You can see what it did to my hair. But I'm honored to be part of a group of true stars in our industry.
Sam McTier, the iconic propane equipment company owner, has packed 50-plus years of industry knowledge into an encyclopedic memory that aids the numerous committees on which he still serves at age 85.
This is a great honor that I will always cherish. I knew all of these recipients except Dr. Snelling, and there's no doubt that the accomplishments of each of these remaining 8 gentlemen inspire me to work harder for the people in this industry that I love.
Bob Myers has literally spent 50 years trotting the globe to promote the use of propane as a clean, efficient engine fuel.
I'm absolutely delighted and I'm honored to be the recipient of this award along with my colleagues.
Walter Snelling. Where do you begin to introduce the man whose inquisitive, scientific mind was responsible for launching the propane industry more than 100 years ago? Walter Snelling was a chemist and an explosive expert who first identified propane as a volatile element in gasoline way back in 1910.
My father, as a young man, actually as a young boy, thought it'd be fun to build a rocket boat. So he acquired the explosives necessary to build 2 good-sized rockets, which he strapped onto a rowboat. He lit one rocket, but for some reason he couldn't get to the other one going. And the boat spun around in tight circles, and he became very sick. Now you might think he'd give up on explosives, but he did not. Instead, he gave up on small boats.
I got to know Milford Therrell, covering the birth and growth of the Propane Education and Research Council for LP Gas Magazine. He's recognized as the father of PERC because nobody did more than Milford to champion the creation of a checkoff program that today generates almost $40 million annually.
Daddy was always happy to be on your team. May his example of teamwork, perseverance, and dreaming big dreams in spite of obstacles continue to have an impact on generations to follow.
One of the industry pioneers who, as an employee of Phillips Petroleum Company, guided the formation and growth of the domestic propane industry. He helped launch and serve as president of the first propane industry trade group, the National Bottled Gas Association.
Last but far from least, Mr. John Wallace. Both Dan and Bob Myers had schooled me about the retired Californian, who they called a larger-than-life figure with a commanding presence. They also said the ex-Marine didn't lack for opinions and doesn't tolerate compliments well.
And it's a good feeling to be here tonight. I don't think there's anybody that enjoyed the industry or the people in it any more than I did. We had a great time at Petrolane.
Have a good evening. Thank you very much.